and low inside Alex Alexander. Lost the handle on the basketball, gets it back, and then is fouled in going for it. So that's going to be another foul against the Jackson Timberwolves here in the first quarter. 3-2 is the score, 7:17 to go. And the foul is going to be on Drew Loughnane, her first second-team foul. Pass over on the left side, and a three ball is good. That's by Hannah Drivsden. Drivsden buries it off the pass from Alex Alexander. Jackson goes the other direction, trailing now 6-2. And Monroe, after Jackson missed a shot, gets the rebound and throws it quickly out of bounds.
Well, not a whole lot of jitters so far in terms of shooting in a loser-out game, but again, both teams trying to play up-tempo and got a little bit ahead of themselves and hucked the ball out of bounds after a missed layup by Jackson, and Jackson has it back.
6-2 is the score, 6:53 left to go. First quarter here at Everett Community College, and going through the lane is Olivia Miller. Loses a handle on the basketball. It's picked up by Monroe. That was Alex Alexander. She dishes off left side, gets it back now outside the arc, and drills a three ball. How about that? A good pass, too, by the senior Kylie Ferreira. Both seniors, they played together for a long time, and it is a 7-point lead. 9-2. Monroe out to a quick start here, just about a minute and a half into the first quarter.
Alex Alexander helping pick up the slack with the loss of her sister for this game, and nice three ball from the top of the circle.
And Drivsden having to step up as well with Jaden Alexander out of the lineup. Each team missing a key player. Faithleen Lopez Flores also out for Jackson, and driving to the basket for Jackson is Drew Loughnane. Loughnane is going to draw a foul. And that foul coming up against, looks like Alexander. No, that's going to be Drivsden. Drivsden gets the call on her, and that is her first foul, first team foul. 2 shots for Loughnane. Loughnane eyes the hoop. Shot on the way is good.
And so far, Jackson has been attacking the rim. All of their shots have come from right underneath the basket. They're 1 for 2 from the field and at the foul line now.
That shot is good. Number 2 drops home. 9-4 is the score. 6:10 left in the first quarter. Monroe up by 5 points as coming across, taking a little bit of time with the defense, Emily Donnelly. Jackson player up tight on her as they go into front court now. It is Donnelly passing left side Ferreira. Ferreira with the basketball, dribbling around, trying to get through traffic. Finally does a great job working past Drew Loughnane, and Ferreira will drop it in from 12 feet out off the left side. Great move just outside the lane as she worked really well against Loughnane. Puts it in. It's 11-4. Monroe is up by 7 points. And we'll take a timeout right here. You are listening to District 1 coverage on Fox Sports 1380. Thank you. Oh, it's great. Everything.
30-second timeout.
Yeah, 30 seconds. It will be fine, yeah. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Monroe gets off to a fast start, 11-4, 5:49 left to go in the first quarter here at Everett Community College. We bring you this loser-out game with the basketball is Amari Clinton coming across the midcourt line, picked up by Donnelly, passes over on the right side. Loughnane now up high to Miller by the foul line, drives on Ferreira, puts a shot up off balance, misses. Getting the rebound will be Alex Alexander, and she'll softly dish off now to Donnelly. Donnelly handles the ball a lot, brings it out of the backcourt, does a bit of a 360, passes to Alexander. Alexander left side, Drivsden. Up top now, Ferreira, down goes the pass inside to Van Brunt. Van Brunt couldn't get a handle on it. It was a little high for her, Mike. That'll be a turnover, and the ball will go back to the Jackson Timberwolves. 5:18 left to go first quarter, 11-4 lead for Monroe.
Not the best angle on an entry pass, trying to pass it to the post player who's being fronted from the top. Really, you need to go to the wing with that pass. Right idea to try to get it low, but bad angle.
Jackson will inbound. Getting the toss is Martina Mason. A double check on that out there. Actually, that would be Clinton gets the pass, and then there's a foul away from the action as it moves into front court.
Yeah, a lot of the ball handling for Jackson falls on the shoulders of Olivia Miller. She's had a couple of turnovers so far in the basket. I think the last time down she took an ill-advised shot, driving in and shooting it off balance, so she needs to settle down a little bit.
Kylie Ferreira called for the foul. That's her first second team foul. And Jackson going inside get a little sloppy. They throw it away as Alexander gets a hand on it but loses it, goes out of bounds, and it will be Jackson ball. Emily Kipp in the action for the Jackson Timberwolves. Actually, Miller passes over left side, and it's going to be intercepted by Donnelly. Donnelly with a bounce pass right side. It is Ferreira. Ferreira leaves back for Donnelly. Donnelly misses a jumper, gets her own rebound, and now goes right side to Ferreira. Back up top, Alex Alexander. Alexander misses a shot, comes out of there, and with the rebound will be Miller. Miller's going to come out of backcourt. 4:40 left to go in the first quarter here as we get started for our four-pole header. Miller driving in, dishes right side, getting it. Jaden Edwards now finds Loughnane, and Loughnane is going to be fouled over on the right side outside the lane.
Both teams playing man-to-man defense. Jackson comes down that time, shows a little bit of weave action. Referees right on top of it. They're making sure that they're calling the body fouls early in the contest.
Foul this time is against Alex Alexander, her first third-team foul. Jackson inbounds in front court to our left. Getting the rock will be Clinton. Clinton fires one up and no good, but there is Miller to get the board right away and bring it outside. Goes between the circles now. 4:17 to go. It's 11-4. Monroe by 7. Loser out game, but these girls certainly aren't losers in the general sense of the word. They are winners all the way with the great seasons they put together. Miller misses a shot down low. Going for it on the rebound is Amari Clinton, and there is a foul. Looks like a push-off going against the Jackson Timberwolves as Clinton down there, and Clinton's going to be called for her second foul, Mike. Each team now with 3 team fouls, and Monroe will inbound in backcourt. This time it goes to a new player in, Chelsea Sancher. Sancher passes over on the left side to Donnelly. Donnelly drives left baseline, goes for a shot. Miss on that, air ball over the top. And Van Brunt was going for the rebound. 2 Jackson players as well. It goes off a Jackson player. Donnelly is now going to take a breather, and into the game for her will be Hannah Drivston. She will inbound right baseline.
Yeah, Amari Clinton is going to have to be careful. She's the leading scorer on the floor for Jackson, 13 a game with 2 fouls.
Clinton inbounds. It ends up in the hand of Ferreira. Ferreira misses the shot, but there's Alex Alexander with the rebound. They reset the shot clock as with the ball is Ferreira. Ferreira outside the arc, far left side. She'll pass now to Alex Alexander. Goes down low, and a travel will be called. She dumped the pass off. Looks like to Van Brunt, but she had traveled before that, so that will turn the ball over. 11-4 is the score. 3:43 left to go in the first quarter. And a marathon of games today and Saturday. In the front court, Olivia Miller. Now it finally ends up in the hands of Clinton, and she puts it in for 2 points. That was a pass this time from Loughnane.
Yeah, quick ball movement that time. Running transition, pass the ball inside, kicked it back out to the leading scorer. Clinton made him pay for that, hitting the 15-footer.
Now Jackson's going to pick it off down low inside in the lane. It is Clinton getting the basketball. Burst into front court. Got a sloppy with the dribble, and she's going to be called for a double dribble. That looked like a runaway train jumping the rails right there as she was heading into the lane area, and it just was an accident waiting to happen as she loses the basketball.
Well, she had her head up. She was going to try to make the play. There was a little bit of contact that bumped her off the dribble, and then she lost control and ended up getting called for the double dribble.
Monroe into front court now. Hannah Drivston between the circles, 20 on the shot clock. Passes over on the right side, Donnelly. Donnelly looking around. Crossover dribble, goes in a little bit closer. Jackson tight on the defense. Up on her is Jaden Edwards. They whip it around the perimeter. Now finally goes inside, getting the ball down low will be Alex Alexander. Missed. Gets her own rebound, puts it back up. No, not going to fall. As getting the rebound now is Loughnane for Jackson. She'll come out of backcourt, loses it near the right baseline. Double teamed, triple teamed. And finally, it's a travel call. 3 players in there tight on her. That would be Van Brunt, Sancher, and also Alex Alexander. They made it work, Mike.
Yeah, and Loughnane got herself trapped down on the baseline, trying to push the ball up the floor as quickly as she could, but she got trapped with nowhere to go and picked up her dribble. So Monroe's going to have a call a 30-second timeout and talk it over.
Monroe with the timeout. We'll take a timeout as well here on Fox Sports 1380. Welcome back. Here we are up high at Everett Community College, the Sports and Fitness Center. A perfect venue, as Tom Lafferty and I have described it. It is outstanding, and Monroe will inbound. Alex Alexander goes to Dribsden. Back to Alexander, now Kylie Ferreira. Into front court, Donnelly over on the right side. They have an 11-6 lead, but they have not scored for a couple of minutes, as it's been a stretch for them with Jackson trying to climb back in, but they've only been able to get one basket. Ferreira goes to put one up, and maybe a hand on it by Jaden Edwards. It ends up in another teammate of Jackson's hands and finally goes out of bounds on the other end, but it'll be last touched by Monroe. Chasing after it as well for the Jackson Timberwolves was Emily Brown, and they will inbound right baseline far away from us here to the west side of the facility.
Yeah, Ferreira did get a shot block. Monroe's now missed 7 in a row. 0 for 7.
All right, with the basketball now is Loughnane. Loughnane passes off to Edwards. Edwards passes up top now. There's a long shot. That's going to come off the front of the rim, and the shot was fired by Loughnane. A rebound grab by Dribsden. Right side, Donnelly. Donnelly in the front court trying to cut through the arc. Shut off. Good defense right there as they're working around the horn. Now with the basketball, Ferreira. 1:45 left to go here in the first quarter. There's Donnelly. Goes to put one and try to pass. That's knocked out of her hands, ending up in the hands of Dribsden. Dribsden drives in, misses a shot, and the rebound is easily grabbed by Brown. Brown will twist around, come out of backcourt, and there's Clinton getting the pass. Clinton will handle the basketball now in front court, Mike.
And Monroe staying with their man-to-man deep. Actually, they've switched to a 2-3 zone here now to try to disrupt Jackson a little bit.
Jackson with the ball in front court. It's Loughnane. Passes over on the right side. 9 on the shot clock. She finds Brown. Brown fires a 3-ball. No good, but there's Edwards with the rebound. She gets almost tied up, but they're going to force the travel. Now, they've done that about 3 times. The Monroe Bearcats forcing a turnover going in their direction. Into the game will be Cassandra Jackson for Jackson, and for Monroe will be Lauren Moore as they bring in a couple of bigger players. What's the thoughts right there, Mike?
Well, obviously you have one of your leading scorers out, and you want to get all the players in the game in the first quarter if you can to make sure that they get some of the jitters out. Jackson playing also full court man-to-man, so some of the players are going to need a breather.
Into front court, it is Donnelly with the basketball. Nice behind-the-back dribble. Goes to the rack. That's going to bounce a couple of times. 3 times come out of there. And the rebound brought down with authority by Cassandra Jackson, but guess what? She travels, turns it right back over to the Monroe Bearcats, and still sitting at 11-6. 47 seconds left here in the first quarter. Mark Ock and Mike Buckholz, Brennan Hamilton back at Fox Sports 1380 Studios. And just like that on the inbound, there's Alex Alexander. She drills a 3-ball to make it now 14-6, an 8-point lead for the Monroe Bearcats, their biggest lead of the game. They led by 7 earlier and a couple of times at 9-2 and 11-4. Ball goes out of bounds. It will be Jackson ball in their front court.
Breaking the ice finally after hitting the first 4 shots and then missing 9 in a row. That 3-pointer by Alexander.
Horrible stretch for them right there. Inbound pass goes to Amari Clinton. In the black uniform, passes over. It's Edwards. Edwards throws a little bit away now, this time from Brown. Brown gets it, retrieves it in front of the Monroe bench, and then Brown goes to dribble on the left side outside the lane. Goes off her foot, out of bounds. It will be Monroe basketball. 24 seconds left. The shot clock is dead. First quarter winding down here at Everett Community College. Inbound pass coming up from Alexander.
Monroe playing that tough man-to-man defense, and they're swarming the ball, especially when the dribbler picks up her dribble and cause several turnovers.
Dribsden with the ball. We'll leave it up now for Ferreira. Ferreira looking around. They got to get something going here. 10 seconds. There goes Ferreira driving in. Oh, curls went around. Van Brunt wasn't ready for it, though. Got out of her hands as Jackson will get it. It's on the floor. They try to get out of backcourt. Can they get a shot off? Well, Brown tries to. She flings one up, but the buzzer goes off, and we are through 1 quarter of action here at Everett Community College, the Fitness and Sports Center. Mark Ockett with Mike Buckholz, and our score is Monroe 14, Jackson 6. We will have more coming up. District 1 basketball. Stay with us.
We all want to protect our gift of sight, which is why regular eye exams are so important. Regular eye exams not only allow your optometrist to improve the quality of your vision by changing the prescription of your glasses or contact lenses, but also to assess your overall eye health. Even if you see clearly now, it does not mean your eyes are healthy or won't change over time.
Thank you very much, Gio Newland. The Northwest District 1 4A girls basketball tournament. Jackson Timberwolves, Monroe Bearcats back underway. Second quarter. Here's Mark Ockett.
Thanks, Tom. The second quarter of today's game is sponsored by the Lake Stevens Ace Hardware Store, proud locally owned supporters of high school athletics. The Lake Stevens Ace Hardware Store. And to start things off, they sponsor that shot. Hannah Drivsden coming through and drilling one from outside the arc. A 3-ball to make it 17-6, an 11-point lead for Monroe.
Nice job as Monroe comes out with a set play, sets a down screen for Drisden. She comes right out near the top of the circle. Perfect pass, hit her in stride, buries the 3.
Foul on the other end is this looks to be against the Monroe Bearcats. It will be against Van Brunt, her first, and that is team foul number 4. Jackson will inbound. Down by 11 points, a struggle so far, and they're driving in as Edwards misses a shot. Underneath, getting the rebound will be one of her teammates flinging it up. It's no good as Monroe will get the rebound. They go the other direction. It's Van Brunt, gets the lead pass, drops it in, and timeout is called by Jackson. This is going apart in a hurry for the Jackson Timberwolves as Mark Hayner wants to talk things over with his troops. We've got 7:20 left on the clock here in the second quarter, and our score is Monroe 19, Jackson 6, here on Fox Sports 1380. All right. Going into the evening as we have 4 games for you. Tom Lafferty, Bill Coos will bring you the next one, and then Mike and I will be back for the District 1 4A Girls Championship game at 6:15-ish between Snohomish and Lake Stevens. This is a loser-out game, and not good for Jackson so far. They just took a timeout, Mike. They're trailing 19-6.
Right, and of course you have to be very careful about letting this thing totally get away. I thought they did a good job of pounding the boards last time. Could not get the finish, so good timeout to get his team settled down.
Jackson has the basketball in front court now as Miller, Emily, dishes off, gives it to Clinton, back to Miller. Now they go the different way. It's going to be Edwards. Brown has it. They just got nice weaving going around there, but they got to have a plan. There's 1 second on the shot clock. Edwards drives to the basket, and as it turns out, the shot clock goes off. They didn't get it done in time. They were doing a lot of passing. It looked kind of neat, but they took too much time.
Well, they're not attacking coming off of that, and you have to credit Monroe's defense for doing a good job of shutting down that dribble drive off the several weaves that were ran.
Kylie Ferreira with the ball coming out of backcourt for the Monroe Bearcats. Here they come with the basketball. Hannah Drivsden, she's going to go down inside to Alex Alexander. Alexander goes for a shot, and it's deflected out of bounds. Right there with a hand on it was Amari Clinton. Last touch by Jackson. You got to like the way that things were going there. Actually, let's check that. That was Jaden Edwards who got a hand on it.
Monroe definitely trying to look for that high-low action off the offense.
Shot fired up by Ferreira. She misses on a 3-ball, comes off the back of the rim. Rebound is by Miller. Miller comes out of backcourt. Wide open left side. Can she make it happen? No. Jammed it between the rim and the backboard, and there is the Monroe Bearcats to get the rebound. That would be Alex Alexander. She passed on the outlet to Ferreira. Now they come out of backcourt. Emily Donnelly. Donnelly with the basketball between the circles, goes left side, and getting control is Drivsden. Back up top to Alex Alexander, goes down low, right side Van Brunt. 10 on the shot clock. What are they going to do? It's going to be thrown away. That's what they're going to do. They still have that big lead of 13 points, 19-6. As getting the pick that time was Miller. She'll go down low inside and is able to find Jaden Edwards, who lays it in on the right side for 2. And it's the little things that count at this point, and now Donnelly goes the other direction. There's going to be a blocking foul as her opponent did not have position. Basket goes in. It will not count as the foul was before the shot. The foul is going to be on Miller, and for Miller, that will be her first 4th team foul. Team fouls are even at 4, and Mike, substitutions. Loughnane comes in, and so does Mackenzie Conrad. They saw a lot of action in that first quarter.
A lot of full court pressure, so there should be a lot of substitutions going on.
Missing a shot is Van Brunt. Getting the rebound will be Clinton. 19-8 the score. A chance to get a couple in a row here. There's Loughnane. Oh, beautiful 3-ball. Sweet mercy. That was great. She makes that work. has 5 points, had 2 on foul shots earlier, and stepping out of bounds was Drisden. They don't call it. Mark Hayner had it right in front of him, and now they throw it out of bounds, so they get the break anyway. But that was right down below in front of us and also in front of Adam. You can see it looked like she stepped out of bounds, but the official didn't pick it up, and Brian Kelly does a great job generally of picking those up. You might have just been out of angle there, and it will be. We're going to go downstairs to Adam. Let's go to Adam. Adam, you were right on top of that one.
Yeah, she definitely looked like she stepped out there. Mark Hayner obviously very frustrated with the referees on that call.
Thank you, sir. Jackson with the basketball. Coming into front court is Clinton. She will pass up high now to Loughnane. They go cross-court pass, finding Edwards. Edwards now to Loughnane. Loughnane goes to the hoop, misses a shot. Donnelly gets the board. Here they come out of backcourt. 4:58 to go in the second quarter. Donnelly loses a handle on it, and it's going to be picked up by Jackson. Good hands there by Clinton. She'll pass over on the right side to Loughnane. Drives full length of the court, misses a shot, and it ends up in the hands of Edwards. What's funny about that is Edwards loses it. Alex Alexander gets it, but she came from out of bounds to inbounds and caught the ball, and it will be Jackson ball. Miller will inbound.
So far, most of Jackson's damage has come in that secondary transition. They're having a difficult time in their half-court offensive sets.
Ball goes now to Conrad. Conrad just losing it, no direction home, and then it's going to be picked up. Now it's a scrum officially. And now finally Jackson gets it back. Yeah, there was a travel in there somewhere. Jackson's Miller misses a shot. Rebound pulled down by Sancher, who's back in. And now Donnelly has it. She handles it most of the time for the Monroe Bearcats. Over on the right side, Alexander. She's able to find Ferreira. Back up top, swinging it around. It's going to be Donnelly. Donnelly, 3-ball off the iron. And getting the board is Clinton, Mike. I want to get a chance for you to get in here, and it's just nonstop.
Well, it is nonstop, and there's the transition again by Jackson, and a foul could have been called, but was not as Clinton hits the deck there, Mark.
No kidding. There's a case where Clinton went in, and it looked like she ran into somebody, and I think that player had position, but there was no foul whatsoever. Could have gone maybe either way, but a timeout has been called on the floor right there, so we're going to take a timeout as well. We have a score of 19-11 as Monroe is up by 8. Stay tuned. More on the way on Fox Sports 1380, District 1 coverage. Gentlemen, Mark Ockett along with Mike Buckholz. Again, the second quarter of today's game is brought to you by the Lake Stevens Ace Hardware Store, proud locally owned supporters of high school athletics. We thank the Lake Stevens Ace Hardware Store and all of our sponsors for making these broadcasts happen and just being a part of what we do in the community.
Well, so far as you take a look at the strategy, Monroe's trying to pound the ball inside with a little bit of high-low action, but they're not necessarily being as patient as they need to do. Meanwhile, Monroe's defense is stifling Jackson's half-court offense. Jackson's getting better looks off of their transition, but they're having trouble with the decisions that they make.
So going inside is Miller, and this time it went to Conrad. They finally work it around outside. Missing the shot is Loughnane. Scramble and battle for the rebound. It's deflected out of bounds. Last touch by Edwards. It will be Monroe basketball. Now each team has scored 5 points here in the second quarter. At the end of the first quarter, the Bearcats led 14-6. So even up, and Jackson wanting to get back in it, but Monroe has the rock right now and can extend their lead. There's Drisden coming out of backcourt.
Jackson just 2 of 10 from the quarter so far shooting. Monroe 2 of 5, suffering some turnovers.
Getting it will be Alex Alexander. Does a step-in move, misses the shot, ends up with the rebound, and pushes it high outside to Lowen Moore, so they get some fresh time on the shot clock and can work for another shot on a miss. Over on the left side, Alex Alexander again gets the rebound to Moore. Moore puts it up, misses. Chasing after it, though, will be Sancher of Monroe. They work it around far outside. It's Alex Alexander. Puts up an air ball that fell about 2 feet short of the net, and it goes out of bounds. Jackson ball.
Yeah, a little bit of fatigue setting in for Alexander there. She goes to the bench. 4 opportunities from Monroe, 2 of them 3-point attempts. They missed them all. They are now 2 of 9 in the quarter.
Tough stretch right there. Both teams not able to really get much going offensively. There is Miller. Miller passes right side. Clinton misses a 3-ball, and it's going to be rebounded nicely, though. Getting it is Conrad. They work it outside, right side. Loughnane, 3-ball, good. Off a pass from Clinton. That's a big shot right there. Loughnane has hit 2 3-balls here in the second quarter, has 8 points in the game, and it's a 5-point game, 19-14 Monroe. Bearcats with the ball in front court. Drivsden drives in, lost a handle, gets it back, and then cinches the deal, dropping it in from right out front, 6 feet out. She has 8 points in the game.
And all of a sudden, the cellophane's been taken off the top of the basket. They're lighting it up.
They are. There's another 3-pointer right side by Loughnane. She's hit 3 big ones here in the quarter, and it's looking like more of a game right now. 21-17, a 4-point lead for the Bearcats. They've come roaring back, have the Jackson Timberwolves. They were down by 13 points. This is getting interesting. In front court, it is Sancher. Sancher kind of get in there, can't do so. Good defense. Bounce pass around the corner. Wasn't really looking, trying for Van Brunt. It's picked off by Loughnane. They go the other way, thrown away, and Monroe gets it back. The intended receiver that time was Jaden Edwards. Maybe they should have just run the ball.
Yeah, well, maybe they should. And as I like to say, the bakery's open with turnover.
With the ball in front court is Donnelly driving in. Pass right side. Sancher puts one up. Blocked out of there by Clinton. But Donnelly gets it back. Monroe with the basketball. Over on the right side, getting control of it, Drivsden. Up top she goes. Ooh, that's a real short shot by Moore. Didn't get anything on that one, and Jackson gets the ball. 1:20 left here in the first half. Driving to the basket the other way. Laying it up, and good will be Olivia Miller. And a steal on the inbound by Jaden Edwards. Now she throws one up. It goes out of bounds, but last touch by Monroe. Wow, they have really turned it up. Miller now has 4 points in the game. It's a 2-point lead, 21-19 Monroe. How about this one?
Yeah, and so starters back into Monroe. A little bit of Matador defense there, giving up the layup for Monroe.
Missed shot by Loughnane as she didn't waste any time. She's had the hot hand. Kicked back out, though, as Edwards had it, goes inside. Having it briefly, Conrad. Conrad almost throws it away. Edwards retrieves it now. Loughnane, 3-ball again off the left side. Sometimes you got to watch, even though if you had a hot hand, you don't shoot too much. And that one was well off the mark, goes out of bounds, Monroe ball. 54 seconds left, second quarter here at Everett Community College Sports and Fitness Center.
You got to have your legs on the outside shot, and the activity has picked up, the intensity, a lot of flurry. And when you get those quick flurries, you lose some of your energy, and you need to maybe slow things down a little bit and gain control before you hook one up.
Monroe comes out of backcourt, is popped away from Drivsden. Picked up this time by Loughnane. She loses the dribble, and Monroe's going to get it back as good hands in there swatting that ball away. Here comes Donnelly the other direction, drives to the lane. Underhanded shot, somehow stepping around a player, no good. Getting the rebound is Conrad. 23 on the quarter clock. Wide open is Clinton. Clinton gets it down low, misses a gimme, and getting the board will be Ferrer. You got to make those.
Yeah, the defender came by and did a nice little run by. Clinton did do the up fake, but you know, the guards of Monroe, Donnelly and Ferrara, they're very, very pesky out there.
There's Ferrera. She's got the ball. 2 seconds left in the quarter. And we got a push off. That's a foul you don't necessarily need to make, although it's not a shooting foul, so no harm, a foul, and it's not going to be that big a deal. It's going to be on, except it is on Loughnane, and that could come into play later. She has 2, 5 team foul. Inbound pass coming up, Van Brunt, and it's she was aiming for her teammate Drivsden, and it throws it off accidentally, hitting a Loughnane. It'll be Monroe ball. 2.2 seconds on the clock. Van Brunt goes to inbound. Looking around, somebody needs to help her, somebody needs to pop out. Cross court, she goes to Alex Alexander, off her fingertips and grabbed by a Jackson player. And let's go talk right now at halftime. Monroe leading 21-19 as the clock runs out. We're going to go down to the court as Adam has the Monroe coach, Matt Chalfant. Matt and Adam, here you go.
Coach, you guys were able to kind of inside out early in the game, get some momentum on the perimeter. You saw the lead slip away there, especially in the second quarter with the turnovers, a big part of that. How do you get the momentum back?
Well, we just got to execute our sets. We're panicking out there. We're not taking good shots. We're playing selfish basketball. We got to go back to like what you said. I mean, we're an inside-out team. We got to go inside out. We got to settle down a little bit get some stops, we'll be fine.
Thanks, Coach. Appreciate it. Good luck second half.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Tom?
Thanks very much, and let's go back to Mark. Thanks, Adam, along with head coach Matt Schalfant of the Monroe Bearcats.
Yeah, thanks, Adam, and we look forward to talking to the coaches as we move throughout this Forpal header here today and then also on Saturday. But, Mike, wow, Jackson had that nice 13-point lead, but early on, Monroe had that 13-point lead early on, and Jackson came flying back, and now they've made it a 2-point game at halftime.
Monroe has switched defenses off and on, went to zone, but the other part is even when they're playing man-to-man, they're not closing out on the three-point shooters. So consequently, when Jackson had some open three-point shooters, although they weren't red hot, they hit enough to let them climb back into the game. And as was just said from the Monroe coach, Coach Matt Schalfert, that too many turnovers being sloppy.
Yeah, that's exactly it. So we're going to take a look at the numbers coming up in halftime as we get to that here very shortly. Halftime is brought to you by Erickson Furniture. For the best seats in the game, that is our good friends at Erickson Furniture. That's coming your way. Stay tuned. We have the District 1 coverage. This is a loser-out game. Boys coming up after this with Tom Lafferty and Bill Kusler. Then Mike and I will return for our second game of the day, which will be the District 1 4A championship between the Snohomish Panthers and the Lake Stevens Vikings. Again, our score right now at the half, Monroe 21, Jackson 19. This is Fox Sports 1380 and STSPN.com.
Can you do these stats here for me?
Okay. That's all right.
That's all right.
No, I didn't. Should I do it? Okay. No.
Is that this?
Dialing, so it's going to be loud in your ears.
Which one?
3 by 18.
Good job, Adam.
Yeah, nicely done down there.
You even looked the part.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Just nice and tight and bright. It's good.
Clogged drain? Other plumbing problems? Call Action Jackson Plumbing for 24-hour service. Owned by a lifetime Edmonds resident and Edmonds Woodway grad, Action Jackson is the drain cleaning specialist. They can unclog most internal drains for only $99 plus tax. Call 425-877-5601 or visit actionjacksonplumbing.com.
We all want to protect our gift of sight, which is why regular eye exams are so important. Regular eye exams not only allow your optometrist to improve the quality of your vision by changing the prescription of your glasses or contact lenses, but also to assess your overall eye health. Even if you see clearly now, it does not mean your eyes are healthy or won't change over time.
Shoreline Community College and Puget Sound Auto Dealers Association have been recognized internationally for its pioneering in finding a new way to deliver technical training for automotive repair.
Back here at Everett Community College here, I'm with Jackson's head coach here, and first half you guys kind of fought and clawed your way back in there, but really the full court pressure there in the second quarter especially kind of helped you guys force some turnovers, get back in the game. What was your message to your team at half?
Just stay with it. You know, pressure is one of those things where it takes some time to reap its rewards. We have to stick with that, and we can't turn the ball over like we did in the first quarter. We probably had a double-digit turnovers. I don't have the number in front of me, but we turned the ball over way too much in the first quarter. We just have to make sure that we maintain possession and get up shots.
Thanks, Coach. Good luck in the second half.
Thank you.
Thanks very much, Adam. Down on the floor. Tonight's halftime show presented by Erickson Furniture for the best seats in the game. And the second quarter of tonight's game was brought to you by the Lake Stevens Ace Hardware Store, proud locally owned supporters of high school athletics. Coming up at the end of the game, we'll be naming our Skagit Bank Player of the Game. Genuine lasting relationships, and our T-shirts are provided by Screen Printing Northwest, featuring Everett's premier screen printing and embroidery. Mark, let's take a look at the numbers.
With 11 points to lead the Jackson Timberwolves in all scores in this game. Olivia Miller with 4, 2 for Amari Clinton, and also 2 for Jaden Edwards. They were just 2 for 2 from the foul line. That's the Jackson Timberwolves. For Monroe, they were led by the 8 points from Hannah Drivston, 6 from Alex Alexander. Amber Van Brutt had 5, and Kylie Ferreira with 2. And as far as the foul line is concerned, they were just 1 for 1. Mike, quickly squeeze a couple in.
Yeah, both teams shooting 30% from the field, 8 for 27 for both teams. Rebounds, Alex Alexander leading Monroe with 7, and Mackenzie Conrad with 3 for the Jackson Timberwolves.
And the Jackson Timberwolves will inbound to start the second half. The inbound pass goes from Jaden Edwards. She finds Olivia Miller, who's up high, now passes left side Loughnane. Loughnane run into a zigzag situation as the players were running away from her. Instead of running towards where the ball was headed, it was Amari Clinton as one of the intended receivers, and it's thrown out of bounds. It will be Monroe basketball. They lead by 2 points, 21-19, and the third quarter is brought to you by here, Everett Community College. Stay close, go far. That's Everett Community College. We are at the Everett Community College Sports and Fitness Center. This is an absolutely perfect facility for what we do and for what they're doing down there.
And Coach Hayner thought that he had double-digit turnovers. He really had 8 in the first half, but from the coaching point of view, it seems like double digits, and Jackson opens the second half with the turnover. It's Monroe's ball.
Monroe with the basketball coming out of backcourt. Donnelly. Monroe in their white uniforms. They've got the black and orange color scheme. It goes down low. Nice pass inside. Alex Alexander finds Van Brunt, who puts it in off the glass left side. She's got 7 and a 23-19 lead. Quick drive to the basket. Clinton throws one up underhanded, and it's no good. Misses by a good margin. Alexander gets the rebound and is fouled as she hits the deck right off. Brian Kelly with the indication of how the foul went.
And that was the high-low action that I was talking about earlier in the first half. And Monroe comes out and hits it right away. Good drive to the basket by Jackson's Clinton. It looked like she got fouled. No call. Ball goes back to Monroe.
No call is the case. That's kind of interesting right there. And let's check and see here as it's going to be thrown up, and it's going to be Van Brunt with the basketball. Now, I think there actually was a foul. I looked up there. It was against Mackenzie Conrad. That would be her first and the first team foul. Yeah. So with the basketball in front court now is Drivsden. Drivsden fires one up right side, no good. It's going to be rebounded by Olivia Miller. I want to mention the officials for this game: Jamie Dowling, Pat Kaminsky, and Brian Kelly.
Yeah, just to clarify, that foul on Mackenzie was on the rebound. I meant on the shot.
Oh,
when
okay,
she
gotcha.
Went in. I thought there was a blocking,
yeah.
and there's a huge body block right there.
Yeah, no kidding.
And
that's against Emily Donnelly. That's her first and the first team foul. They're even up at 1, no shots, and it's going to be Jackson basketball as the inbound coming into front court right now. Handling the ball, Olivia Miller, the junior. She goes, drives, left side, pull-up jumper off the left side of the rim. Going to go out of bounds, and last touched by Miller. It will be Monroe basketball. They will inbound in back court, and you see the pressure defense applied right there by the Jackson Timberwolves in their black uniforms with the white numbers and letters. Here comes Monroe. It's Drivsden, loses a handle briefly, now leaves it back for Donnelly. Donnelly comes left side, a bit of high dribble, left-handed dribble, crosses over, drives into the lane, passes left, and Loughnane had a hand on it. Alexander gets it, puts one up, comes off the rim. Right down low there is going to be Loughnane, gets the rebound. Good strong rebound as she rifles it out. Here they come out of back court now. Olivia Miller with the basketball, and she will back up the point guard for the Jackson Timberwolves. Jackson shooting 41% from the field this season. Shot is a long one by Clinton, no good. And Drivsden will get the rebound to Donnelly. Donnelly coming out of back court now in between the circles. Drivsden looking around. Up top she goes to Alexander. Donnelly, 18 on the shot clock, plenty of time. Ferreira passes right side, Drivsden outside the arc to Van Brunt. Van Brunt to Donnelly. Good ball movement. Ferreira, 3-ball. Yes! That was great ball movement. My gosh, they were patient. That was really nice.
And Ferreira averages 12 points a game and had just 2 in the first half. And so maybe that'll get her going here in the second half for the Bearcats.
All right, with the ball is Jackson. They are down by 7, have yet to score in this second half. And a drive, a missed shot, is going to be rebounded by Van Brunt. Here comes the Monroe Bearcats out of back court. It's Alexander, and she's going to get fouled going to the basket. That time with the drive, Olivia Miller on the other end. And then Van Brunt got the ball. We got 2 shots coming up for Alexander as the foul is going to be whistled against Clinton. Now, Mike, that is her third. They're going to send Alexander to the foul line. Second team foul. This can get interesting as we move deeper into this game, and Alexander misses the first foul shot. He gots to make those.
Yeah, you have to make him, and Olivia Miller kind of forcing the issue down at the other end and not able to hustle back. I'm sensing a little bit of fatigues even at the beginning with the full court pressure.
Yeah, second shot is good by Alexander. It's back to an 8-point lead for Monroe. Their biggest lead of the game has been 13 points. And they have led throughout this game. It has not been tied nor switched hands. With the basketball is Loughnane. Loughnane cross-court pass. Now she gets it over on the right side. It's going to be Edwards now. Edwards will leave it back for Clinton. Clinton drives to the basket, swirls one out of there, and Alexander with the rebound. Alexander passes to the right side to Donnelly. Donnelly looked like she got hooked, but she traveled before that, as Miller's going to catch a break right there, and it'll go back to the Jackson Timberwolves. They're down by 8 points, and they dug a big hole for themselves in the first half, came back to cut it to a 2-point deficit from 13. Now they're down by 8. They got to go to work again.
Yeah, they do, and the turnovers don't help. You must take care of the basketball. That's a primary function of the guard's job for any basketball team.
Cassandra Jackson's back in. Miller with the basketball. They go way high up top, and a shot is going to be fired up by Edwards and missed. There is Ferreira with the rebound. Going to work it out of backcourt herself. Picked up at midcourt by Edwards. 27-19 is the score. Monroe can get it up to 10 or 11 right here on this trip down court. 15 on the shot clock. It's deflected away. Good move right there as Clinton gets in there and taps it out, getting control of it. Cassandra Jackson, who just entered. Now they go with, it's Edwards with the basketball. Maybe they ought to let Miller handle it, as Edwards got a little loose with it. And now gets it back from Miller to Clinton, over to Miller. Miller's thought three, now drives in, pushes a pass in, and she gets hacked on that far side over there, Mike.
Yeah, as Donnelly got caught reaching in. Donnelly, a very physical defensive player, has quick feet, usually pretty good anticipation with the hands. Games in past, we've seen her get an awful lot of steals. Jackson still content to huck it up from the three-point range, just 3 of 14 in the first half, and they've missed 2 more attempts here in the third quarter.
Emily Donnelly called for the foul, her second team foul, and we got something else taking place right here as they tried to inbound, and it didn't quite work out.
Yeah, Olivia Miller on the inbounds pass threw it away from Clinton, and it went off her hands out of bounds. So bad luck for Jackson. Bearcat ball.
With the inbound pass, it will be the Monroe Bearcats. Getting control of it is Donnelly. Donnelly passes over on the right side to Ferreira. Ferreira, almost picked off. It's Lauren Moore. Now Donnelly, 3-ball off the backside of the iron. Getting the long rebound will be Miller. Miller, crossover, comes into front court. Fast pass to Clinton. Clinton drives into the lane, leaves it back to Edwards. Now looks like Loughnane over on the left side, off the front of the rim with a 3-point shot. Coming out and going to go out of bounds. Last touch by Jackson. Bearcats basketball, 3:27 left to go here in the third quarter. Once again, brought to you by Everett Community College. Stay close, go far, right here at Everett Community College. This is a great community college, and they just keep getting better and better all the time, adding the new buildings, and this is one of them, opened in 2011 in January of that year.
Emily Brown now in playing point defense. Miller goes to the bench for a little rest.
Driving to the basket and popping it home is Van Brunt. She's got 4 in the quarter, 9 in the game. It's back to a 10-point lead as Jackson sinking deeper in the quicksand here, and the Timberwolves will move it into front court now. With the ball is Loughnane. They work it around Clinton with it, drives in, puts one up. Now it's basically knocked away from her, and Ferreira gets it. Into front court now, Dribsden. Van Brunt was slightly open, but they didn't go that direction. Now Ferreira, Donnelly looking inside. Sees Moore over there, 19 on the shot clock, plenty of time. Monroe with the ball. It's going to be Donnelly. Donnelly between the circles again. Goes inside to Van Brunt, to Moore. Moore left side puts one up. It goes in, but a travel call has been whistled against Lauren Moore. Substitution, Alexander will re-enter for Lauren Moore. Now, Alex Alexander's sister, Jaden, is out with an injury. She got banged up the other day, and so you've just got the one Alexander out there. 2:35 left to go here in the third quarter, and it is a 10-point lead for the Monroe Bearcats. 29-19, as Jackson still has not scored in this quarter, Mike.
And Donnelly out there dogging Clinton on the point, playing really good defense still.
Loughnane goes for a shot, doesn't get it. Jackson is down low, and Jackson of Jackson, Cassandra, will get fouled and head to the foul line with 2 swipes at it.
Yeah, and I think they brought Cassandra Jackson in there to match up with Lauren Moore. Lauren Moore's went to the bench. She struggled and had a couple of turnovers. Jackson doing a nice job staying with the offensive rebound and goes to the free throw line.
Gets the first one, her first point of the game, and they are just 3 for 3 from the line. At least they've made them all. That helps. On the other side of the coin, Monroe is 2 for 3, so we haven't seen a lot of foul shots yet. Now Jackson misses the next one. That's an important one. You got to try to get them all because the opportunities are kind of slim. Rebound by Alexander. She's going to go now with a pass to Donnelly. Donnelly now in the front court, left side of Ferreira. Popping out for her, Van Brunt. Van Brunt goes down low to Alexander, trying to get to her. Alexander can't get to it, saves it from going out of bounds, but right to Clinton. Clinton of Jackson will come out of backcourt. Passes left side. Here comes Loughnane. Down low, Clinton. Right side baseline. Misses one off the right side of the rim. And getting the rebound will be Ferreira. Ferreira, lead pass. Finds Van Brunt. Bound pass right side. Good job to Drivston. Drivston lays it in off the rim. Drivston has 10, and it's back to an 11-point lead, Mike, 31-20 with 1:39 left to go in the third quarter.
Very unselfish play, textbook, picture perfect fast break, rebound, outlet, draw the defender, kick it off to your teammate for the layup.
Edwards with the basketball, passes left side Clinton. Clinton looking around, now back to Edwards. Far side to Loughnane. Loughnane hit 3 balls in that second quarter, but no Moss here in the third. Loses the basketball, and it's going to be actually a foul. That looks to be against Donnelly, and suddenly, although they've got the 11-point lead, Donnelly has 3, fourth team foul.
And Jackson's doing a pretty decent job, actually, of running their half-court offense, and they've gotten some good looks. They just haven't knocked down any shots. Before she went to the bench, Oliver made a nice pass. The shot was missed. They're looking for their teammates. They're just not hitting the shots right now.
With the ball, Clinton over on the left side, Loughnane. Loughnane out high. 1:05 left to go here in the third quarter. 12 on the shot clock. They work it up high. Jackson down by 11. Not a lot of luxury right there. It's Edwards to Clinton, who sinks a 3 ball off the left side. 31-23. That was important.
Yeah, running that weave again, but still they're not attacking the basket, settling for the 3. It looks like they're going to live and die by that 3-point shot. Right now they're still in a big hole, down by 8.
Monroe with the ball in front court in the white uniforms. Bounce pass, Van Brunt picked up by Jackson. Left side, Drivston. 3 ball off the rim. Jackson going to make a run at it. Cassandra gets the rebound, gives it to Edwards. Right side they go. Clinton with the basketball. Directs traffic as now Edwards is going to, and they're going to back up a little bit. 19 left here, just about a split second between that and the shot clock, as Clinton's going to take the time and they'll work for one shot.
Yeah, a lot of times teams like to run like the high screen and roll, or here they're going to let her go one-on-one without the screen, so she's going to have to kick it off.
There they go, right side. It is Emily Brown. Puts one off the glass and in for 3. Emily Brown as the quarter runs out. Look at this. Look at this. Suddenly it's a 5-point game at 31-26. They have trimmed 6 off from that 11-point deficit. Oh, we got a great fourth quarter coming your way right here on Fox Sports 1380. It will be brought to you by WescoAthletics.com. Stay tuned. More on the way. District 1 loser-out game. Both teams fighting to stay alive. Monroe leading 31-26. More on the way here on Fox Sports 1380.
Clogged drain? Other plumbing problems? Call Action Jackson Plumbing for 24-hour service. Owned by a lifetime Edmonds resident and Edmonds Woodway grad, Action Jackson is the drain cleaning specialist. They can unclog most internal drains for only $99 plus tax. Call 425-877-5601 or visit actionjacksonplumbing.com.
Thank you very much, Gio Newland. We're back underway. It's Monroe and Jackson. Mark Aka, go.
Thanks, Tom. Mark with Mike, and we get set to go here as with the ball, Donnelly. Fourth quarter brought to you by WescoAthletics.com. They got some great material on there, WescoAthletics.com. Now with the ball, a 5-point lead, Monroe. There's Drivston off a pass from Alexander. Missed the shot. Van Brunt gets the rebound. Did you think they got a piece of that one there, or was just flat out short, Mike?
They did. It was checked by the Jackson defender that time, blocked shot.
Jackson has the ball. It's Edwards, and they have a chance to cut this baby down to 2 or 3 points here, almost a minute into the fourth quarter. Very important. Jackson trying to keep moving along. Now, whoever wins this game will play against the loser of the championship game, which will broadcast it starting at about 6:15. Jackson with the ball, nearly lost it. There's a 3 ball fired by Loughnane. Push off for the rebound. Going for it was Amari Clinton. Also in there was Cassandra Jackson. And it's going to be a foul against Jackson High School when we got there. That's Clinton. Well, we were talking earlier when she got her third. That wasn't good. Now she just got her fourth, and that will be team foul number 3.
Yeah, Clinton, a very tough player for Jackson. She made 2 bad decisions on that. Number 1, she passed up a shot and just threw the ball up for grabs. Jackson managed to get another shot, although it's a 3-ball, and then Clinton climbed over the back for a 4th foul. So Jackson still willing to live and die by that 3-point shot, Mark.
Monroe into front court, up by 5, 31-26, 6:47 left to go. There's a bounce pass down, looking good to Ferreira, and then it's going to be 2 points for her off the right side. A pass by Amber Van Brunt found her nicely. Back to a 7-point lead, 33-26, 6:33 left to go in the fourth quarter. Still, Annie's Buddies game. They're playing for their season right here. Jackson with the ball, losing it will be Miller as she cut into the lane. And a foul is going to come up against the Monroe Bearcats, though, as she was run into there and grabbed, actually. That's going to be their 5th team foul. And the individual foul goes on Monroe's Ferreira. That's going to be her 2nd. We got a timeout on the floor called by the Monroe Bearcats, and we'll take a timeout as well. 6:26 left on the clock here in the fourth quarter. This is Fox Sports 1380. Thanks for being with us this afternoon and into the evening for our 4 games. Inbound pass, Jackson gets it down by 7, 33-26. Got to do something here. They cut it to 5, but they don't do things right. They'll be down by double figures. There's Clinton with the basketball. Passes left side Miller. Long 3-ball. That comes off the rim and the backboard, and it's going to be grabbed by the Monroe Bearcats. Donnelly gets it coming out of backcourt. Toying with her is Miller. Now Donnelly goes left side. Finds Ferreira. Ferreira looking around. Back up top to Van Brunt. Right side, Donnelly. 16 on the shot clock. Right, they go further down over to Sancher outside the arc. Way cross-court pass goes to Donnelly. Donnelly goes with a jumper inside the foul line. 2! And that's her first 2 points of the game. She averages 4.8, but her ball handling is great. Now Monroe steals it in backcourt. There they go. It's Sancher. Sancher goes to Donnelly. Donnelly with a basketball and driving into front court. Crossover dribble, finds Ferreira. Ferreira thought shot, faked him out. Now goes to Alexander, down low left side, lays it in. And it is 2 points for her. And back to an 11-point lead, Mike, with 5:23 left to go here in the fourth quarter. Let's just keep it right here, right now, as they take this timeout. Jackson trying to get back on the rails themselves.
Now, the guards from Monroe are having a really good basketball game, that being Ferrara and Donnelly. Donnelly doing a nice job of getting inside the lane and staying under control, lofting that shot up over the top of a taller player. And then down at the other end, there's a turnover created as Driston comes up with the ball. Nice play by Driston, but the strong finish down at the other end by... who are we going to call her? Alexander the Great now.
Yeah,
that's
a good one.
Alex Alexander comes down, and she's in double figures in rebounds, and I'm not sure about her point total right now, but she's...
Well, I have her for 9.
Yeah, so she's very quickly, very quietly put together a very, very solid game. If Monroe can continue to attack inside with their talls running that high-low, they started off able to do that the first half, or the first part of the third quarter, I should say. Jackson... somewhat just content to settle for the 3-point shot. They're not really getting to the foul line. They're having a tough time hitting the open shot. So let's see what coach comes up with as they call a timeout. And I'm guessing they're going to go back to some of that full court pressure. But right now, it's Jackson's basketball.
37-26 is the score. And 11-point lead for the Monroe Bearcats. Monroe with a record of 16-7 overall. Jackson is at 10-13. Jackson with the ball and not a lot of time. 5:15 left in the fourth quarter. Edwards with the basketball. It's going to be stolen away from her by Ferreira. Ferreira will slow it up. Why not? You've got time. Take it. Ferreira playing with 7 points and doing all those other good things for her team. There's a bounce pass, or a pass goes to Alexander, misses. Cassandra Jackson gets the rebound, and here comes Jackson the other direction from our left to right, which will be west to east here in the building. Clinton gets the shot, 3-ball, good. They needed that one off the pass from Miller. Amari Clinton now has 8 points. She's hit 2 3-pointers, and it's back to an 8-point lead for Monroe, Mike.
So far, all of the shots for Jackson this quarter have been 3-point attempts, or 1 of 3. Both teams still playing tough man-to-man defense. There's the high-low play.
There it goes as Van Brunt gets it down low, steps in between 2 players, and puts it in. In between Jackson and Clinton, that was a huge shot by Van Brunt. That's the kind that could be the Papa Murphy's turning point of the game right there. As Clinton misses the shot, getting the rebound will be for Monroe, Sancher. Sancher's put in some quality minutes too. Chelsea Sancher, who is a senior, one of 5 seniors on this team. Van Brunt with the basketball. And now Ferreira. They're going to take some more time off. 3:58 left to go in the fourth quarter. 12 on the shot clock. Ferreira moving the basketball around. She finds Donnelly. Donnelly, 7 seconds on the shot clock. Drives in between 3 and lays it in. Donnelly with a huge basket right there. And another timeout called by Jackson. It's up to a 12-point lead for Monroe. Second biggest lead of the game. Why don't we take a 30-second timeout as we have it for you here on Fox Sports 1380 District 1 coverage. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are back here up high on the running track, and today the running track has it going towards us instead of away from us. They switch it over every day to have different running directions. That's just how well coordinated this college is. This is like the coolest building that really I've maybe ever been in. It's one of the coolest places with this great gym, and then you've got this running track up above it where we get to broadcast. It's like, man, we just landed on the planet perfect.
You just flipped the switch. I want to know who that was that you were trying to imitate there.
I'm not going to get into that. That was off air, and it was to Pat Castro, and it's a long-running for 20 years inside joke.
Okay, it was
he just
whatever
arrived.
it was funny. So.
Yeah, he landed on the helipad on top of the building, came down the stairs, landed on the track, and it's great to see Pat Castro, who does stats for Tom and Bill. Longtime friends. I love these guys. Anyway, with the basketball, there's Edwards to Clinton. Clinton now to Loughnane. Loughnane passes right side to Miller. Miller with a soft one comes off the rim, and there is Ferreira with the basketball. She's going to come out of backcourt, the senior. They have 5 seniors, like I said, on the Monroe roster. Some great experience out there. And pass over on the left side. Matt Chalfant in his 3rd season as head coach of Monroe. He's done a great job here. Down low it goes, getting the basketball. Alexander missed his shot. Now to Van Brunt. They get a fresh 30. Firing it up is, now let's see, Ferreira, but there's going to be a grabbing foul as Ferreira was also reaching back trying to grab them herself. She's going to be called for the foul. And that'll be her 3rd foul, Mike. Team foul number 6.
Yeah, and Alexander missed the layup, and then Ferreira missed the 3-pointer. She got it blocked by Loughnane and had a frustration foul. 6 fouls now, so any more, and Jackson will be shooting.
With the ball, the Jackson Timberwolves in front court. There they go. There's Loughnane missing on an air ball. Goes a few inches under the net. And again, too, I mean, she made really some great shots in the first half with those 3 balls, but fatigue does start to play a factor. They've had to play comeback all afternoon.
They have, and as we mentioned earlier, it's a college court, so it's longer.
Yeah.
Not quite used to it. Having to play tough defense, your legs get fatigued, and there's a good foul by Oliver because one of the things, or Olivia Miller, I'm sorry, one of the things they're going to have to do is try to send Monroe to the foul line to stop the clock and see if they can get some possessions back.
All right, so now 41-29 is the score. On the foul that time, Miller with her 2nd, and there's 4 team fouls against Jackson. This time, Monroe loses the ball. They've got the 12-point lead. It is a 4-possession game. 2:34 left to go here in the fourth quarter. Good to see Bill Kusler as well.
Miller and Loughnane over there with the trap on Donnelly, and she threw it and it got knocked off of her. Nice defense that time by Jackson, not giving up, trying to get back in this game.
Ball is lost, there it goes, and now Monroe is going to get a hold of it. It's Ferreira, and a push-off. Yeah, the wheels just flying off the cart here in this one for the Jackson Timberwolves as Monroe getting closer and closer to the victory. They're pretty much close to cinching it all up as Matt Chalfant says, I'm going to take a timeout. Again, this quarter brought to you by WescoAthletics.com. We will have the selection of the play and turning point of the game brought to you by our good friends at Papa Murphy's. Papa Murphy's, that is love at 425 degrees. Also after the game, we will have the selection of the player of the game from Skagit Bank with genuine lasting relationships and t-shirts provided by Screen Printing Northwest, and they are beauties. They just had some new ones made up with some additional logos on there. Features Everett Premier Screen Printing and Embroidery. That is Screen Printing Northwest, and we take a lot of pride in being able to give those out to the players. The hats, they love the hats, they love the t-shirts, and they look great. Those t-shirts and hats look really, really good. So they did a great job, and we've been doing that with the t-shirts. I think this is about our fourth year of doing that, and then with the hats, they started doing it this year, and Papa Murphy's would love to have you back next year.
Yeah, well, if you get a t-shirt that would fit me, I'd like to have one of those t-shirts.
Well, I'll work on that for you. Yeah, okay. Yeah, you can replace the one you're wearing today. I guess you didn't get the memo that Tom and Bill and I got about wearing the ties, but that's okay. I got to give you a bad time.
That is a nice tie, and I noticed that it's a clip-on.
Oh, yeah, you did see that. Sitting this close to me, you can see that it is a clip-on, and it's 98% rayon. So there you go. An old Animal House line right there.
Yeah, okay, there we go.
There you go. There's Monroe with the basketball as they'll inbound. They work it around. With the ball is Ferreira. Ferreira dribbling out of traffic. Boys game coming up next. Tom Lafferty will tell you about that, our sports director, as he's hosting here today. Nice. It's just fun when everybody gets together like this, like state tournament time.
That could be the fifth foul on Clinton there as Ferreira showing her Meadowlark Lemon skills by dribbling around, trying to find an open teammate, and that's going to be the fifth foul on Clinton for
Clinton's
Johnson.
Done.
Yep.
She is done and averages 12.9 points per game. How much she ended up with today? 8. Hit a couple of three-pointers here in the second half, but she's going to go have a seat on the bench. She was out there a long time today, played a lot of minutes for Jackson, and now Monroe will inbound up by 12 points. So each team has 6 team fouls. Bonus time after the next one. There is Drivston. Now look at this. They're taking time as Drivston had an open shot of sorts and passed it outside to Donnelly, to Van Brunt. Over on the right side, they wing it around, and they're just running it down. 15 on the shot clock. Alex Alexander's wide open, double team on the trap up high. 1:45 to go. They go down low. Alexander off a pass from Donnelly, misses a shot. Van Brunt down low, missed one shot, gets her own rebound, puts it back up and in, and it's up to a 14-point lead, the biggest lead of the game. 14 points for Monroe as they just put the hammer down.
Yeah, Alexander's camping out under there, totally open, and nobody wanted to throw her the ball, and then she ended up missing the shot.
Missed by Jackson. Ferreira gets the rebound. 1:19 left to go here in the fourth quarter. Jackson's season about to come to a close, but another great job of coaching by Mark Hayner in his second season. He replaced Jeannie Boyer, the former Jeannie Thompson, who was there for over a decade. Missed shot by Alex Alexander. Coming up on 1 minute to go in the fourth quarter. There it is. 1 minute, and Jackson will get it back.
Yeah, I think you can safely say that it's time to warm up the bus. Jackson not giving up, and there's a long shot outside.
Missed shot by Edwards. Getting the rebound is Emily Kipp. And we got a foul down low.
And again, you start to see some of those missed layups. Jackson both teams missing a couple of players and staying with the front liners. Alexander had a real good, solid game, and then you get down to the end, she's you can see her with her hands on her hips. She worked really hard today.
And the foul shot, no good. We're going to have on player of the game, Mike, let's make a selection. Monroe's going to win this game, and we're going to get that player of the game. Who do you like?
Well, I like a couple of players, but I think Alex Alexander did a nice job.
Well, you only have one T-shirt, so.
Yeah, well, she stepped in. I liked Alex Alexander's game. Worked really, really hard on the boards. Missed a couple of free throws. Could have had a double-double, but with her sister gone, she came out and she has I think 14 rebounds now, as she missed a couple of shots down there padding her rebound stats, but double figures in the rebounds and worked very hard, 9 points.
Alex is going to get the player of the game. I'd like to input with Amber Van Brunt, who's had a great game with 13 points, but she had that big basket here in the fourth quarter that really seemed to seal the deal for Monroe and give her the Papa Murphy's hat. And love it 125 degrees. We love it at 98.6 degrees, which is our body temperature, although you seem a little warm, so I'm going to put you at 99.4.
Well, Emily Van Brunt had a couple of very nice moves down inside that left-handed spin move. I think those two worked in tandem very well today. They did have some turnovers in that high-low, but they stayed with it. And the high-low formation, I thought, was in their half-court offense was worked out very well for the Monroe Bearcats.
Ferreira makes a foul shot, as the foul this time was against Jaden Edwards, her second in a very short period of time. 7 team fouls, and they're just going to see what the final score is here. It's 45-30, now 46-30, as the second one is good. And they're going to go ahead and give Ferreira the rest of the afternoon off. She has earned it. So they will stay alive, and we will definitely keep you on top of that, as they will stay alive and play against the winner of, or make the loser of the next game. Jackson's going to be done. There's a pass down low to Kip. Kip lays it in. Drops it home, 46-32, 31 seconds left here in the fourth quarter, as Monroe's going to pick up the win to go to 17-7, and most importantly, keep their postseason going. They'll either face Lake Stevens or Snohomish. Whoever loses the championship game, which we'll broadcast starting at 6:15. Alexander with the ball. They're doing a really good job, even this late in the game, of just playing keep away. Running time off the clock. Van Brunt misses a shot. Chasing after it, Drivston comes in too hard on her opponent, Emily Brown, and there's going to be a foul called on Drivston. So again, Alex Alexander will be our Skagit Bank player of the game, and our Papa Murphy's turning point of the game, play of the game, will be Amber Van Brunt. So Adam is going to talk to them down courtside. He's got all the prizes down there. So we'll get ready for that. Here we go. She's going to just do Alex, but we will give the hat to the play of the game as a missed foul shot. Then the clock's going to run down. That's the end of the game. As the final score, Monroe 46, Jackson 32. The Monroe Bearcats come up with a 14-point victory, and most importantly for them, their postseason stays alive. And we'll talk more about that, where they're going after this. But we're going to go down, I think we're going to go right away courtside, Tom, as Adam's going to catch up with our player of the game. And she'll get a T-shirt from Skagit Bank. We'll also see if we can get a picture of them down there.
Yeah, let's go to the interview.
Let's go to Adam right now with Alex Alexander, who had a total of 9 points and a whole lot more. There you go.
Alex, great game. Congrats. More importantly, you guys pick up the W and keep your tournament hopes alive. What does this mean? What does this win mean for you guys?
It means a lot for us. We've been working really hard in the past few weeks getting ready for this, and we're just ready for the game on Saturday.
You guys did a lot of inside out, tried to mix it up against Jackson. What was the biggest key, you think, against them, especially defensively?
I think working together and making sure we were there for each other on help defense was really big for us, to make sure we were working together the whole time.
All right, enjoy it.
Thank you.
Congrats.
All right, thank you so much, and Adam, very good, and also Alex Alexander, and she gets our player of the game. Amber Van Brunt is down courtside with our STSPN, who we're carrying the game with, and she's going to talk with them. She will be getting our Papa Murphy's
Waiting
hat.
for your cue. All right, welcome back to STSPN post-game show right now, and the final score here, once again from Everett Community College. Monroe 46, Jackson 32. Monroe stays alive. They've got one more game to play to try to get out of districts and into regionals, and I'm with our STSPN player of the game, Amber Van Brunt. And Amber, tough game today. You guys got off to a strong start early in the second quarter, and then Jackson closed the gap to 4 right before halftime. What did the coach say to you at the half?
Just that we had to pick it back up again, because we started off strong, but then we kind of lost our momentum, so we just had to get our momentum back going into the third quarter.
Now, second half, Jackson only scores 10 points total. What did you do differently defensively to them in the second half that you didn't in the first?
I think we just picked up the intensity, and we had a much better focus defensively in the second half.
And now you're playing the game without Jaden Alexander, a little bit tougher for you guys. What was the mindset from the players and from the coaches going into the game, knowing that Jaden wouldn't be here to help you out?
We just got to pick up in the places where Jaden usually does well. So we all just have to work that little bit extra. So
now I know you know who's playing later on tonight. It's Snohomish. It's Lake Stevens. The winner of that game advances to districts, or to regionals rather. The loser will be playing you at noon here on Saturday. Do you have a preference?
Snohomish for sure, because we had a tough game against them last time.
Yeah, you led by 15 at the half last weekend, and then they came back and beat you by 7. So it was a 22-point swing. What would you do differently in that game if you had another chance to do it, which you might on Saturday?
We just got to bring better intensity, I guess. We just want redemption against them because it was a tough one.
But either way, you're happy that you're playing at noon on Saturday, right?
We just got to keep on playing.
So Amber Van Brunt, one more game to play. We're going to go ahead and do a picture right now. So if you wouldn't mind, Todd, up there. You are the STSPN player of the game. I just need you to hold that. Hold it with you there. And once again, Amber, big game here. She's getting that round of applause from the Monroe Bearcats. The Bearcats will be playing here Saturday at noon. Back to you.
Thank you.
All right, thank you.